Good evening, fellow PC Manitoba members and supporters. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered on Treaty 1 territory and homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Andrew Smith, and it is my honor to serve as the MLA for the constituency of Lagimodiere, and I'm proud to be a member of our PC caucus under the leadership of Premier Heather Stephenson. Over the next few days, PC members in the riding of Fort Whyte will choose a candidate to represent our party in the upcoming by-election in the area. We are excited to have 3 high-caliber candidates seeking the Fort Whyte PC nomination in Aubie Khan, Melanie Maher, and Dr. Navroop Warriach. This evening, you have the opportunity to hear from all 3 of those wonderful candidates. Prior to our broadcast, the 3 nomination contestants took part in a draw supervised by the returning officer to determine the order in which the speeches will take place. Each of the nomination contestants will have a maximum of 20 minutes for their presentation, including comments from the respective mover and seconder. It is my pleasure to introduce the first nomination contestant, Melanie Maher.
Good evening. My name is Adel Shinoda. I am a constituent of Fort Whyte and a pharmacist in Winnipeg South. I am pleased to support Melanie Maher for the nomination to become the progressive conservative candidate for Fort Whyte. I have known Melanie for almost 12 years, and she's one of the hardest working individuals that I know. Her commitment to her people is evident, and I commend her for her dedication. Melanie is a thoughtful, approachable, and compassionate, strong woman who goes over and above to get the job done. It has been a pleasure to volunteer and work alongside Melanie, and I do not hesitate to endorse her as a candidate for Fort Whyte. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Linda Malcolmson, and I am a longtime resident of the Fort Whyte constituency. I am pleased to provide my support and second Melanie Maher for nomination to become the progressive conservative candidate for Fort Whyte. Melanie's dedication and commitment to community will benefit our constituency. She has first-hand knowledge of what it takes to be a candidate and what would make an outstanding MLA. It is my pleasure to provide my support. We need more passionate. Thank you.
So thank you very much to Linda and Adele. I really appreciate their comments. Good evening. I would like to thank each of you for taking the time this evening to share your evening with us virtually. I'm Melanie Maher, and it is an honor and a privilege to be a nomination candidate for Fort Whyte. Over the past few weeks, I've been speaking with many of you, and you've given me your input about how the pandemic has really affected your families, your businesses, and your physical, mental, and financial health. This pandemic has been both a health and economic crisis like no other. Thank you to all of our frontline workers who have been working and who continue to work so incredibly hard. Thank you to all Manitobans for doing your part. Representing you in the Legislative Assembly will be my sole and exclusive focus. I will represent you with integrity, and I will always put the needs of you and your family first. In the roles that I've served in, I've been extremely aware of the importance of being available, listening, and being able to immediately return a phone call or to provide a response. My skills and experience and my proven track record sets me apart. Many of you know me because I helped you with an immigration issue, a community project, or another concern under federal jurisdiction. I served for 5+ years as the Chief of Staff and the Community Relations Assistant for the former Federal Conservative Member of Parliament, Rod Bernouge. I have worked in both the private sector and within all 3 levels of government. More recently, I was the federal Conservative candidate for Winnipeg South. Through my work and my political life, I spoke up, and I will always stand and support our seniors, students, small businesses, and our families, and our children who are our future. I always listen to your concerns, but more importantly, your voice will be heard, and together we will build a stronger community and province. Serving at the Manitoba Legislature since 2016 has been a privilege. Prior to my leave of absence, I was the Special Assistant Chief of Staff to the Minister of Mental Health, Wellness and Recovery. I am proud to have served with 8 ministries, including the Minister of Special Envoy for Military Affairs. My family and I moved to Winnipeg in 2018 as a military transfer. We have enjoyed raising our family here and seeing the community and the area grow. As a wife and mother to members of the Canadian Armed Forces, I have a deep commitment to community service. And that community service is why I'm running for the Conservative Party of Manitoba and the Conservative Party of Canada. I've volunteered on many campaigns, and I recently ran for federal office. I volunteered as a minor hockey team manager, volunteered with the Military Family Resource Center, and Block Parents. 2 major events that I would like to bring up are IKEA and the return of the Winnipeg Jets. We were so happy to have both of them return, and I've always heard that IKEA and an NHL team go hand in hand. And I'd like to say that yes, I am also a Winnipeg Blue Bombers fan. In the constituency, we have seen a growth in residential housing, seniors living, hotels, car dealerships, restaurants, retail stores, the new Lowe's, and continued expansion of the Seasons Shopping Centre and area. In the fall of 2021, the Whyte Ridge Community Centre became the new home of Pembina Active Living, PAL, 55+, and they had been searching for a new home for over 5 years. And I was so happy to hear that they had found a new home, and what a great partnership for not only PALs, but the community. I reconnected with Julie the other day, a long-standing volunteer from the Linden Woods Community Centre. And it was really great to hear that the community center is still thriving, and hopefully soon will be able to get back to their full-time programming and activities. But along with the pandemic, we saw many families, businesses, and organizations struggle. But we also saw how our community came together to help one another and how they supported our local businesses. Small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and they needed our help. A priority of the Manitoba government in Budget 2021 was to continue to provide investments to protect Manitobans and their services through the ongoing pandemic and to plan for economic growth and recovery. Budget 2021 included more than $62 million to help businesses retrain employees and develop e-commerce platforms, and $25 million for youth job programs. Further support was recently provided to businesses by expanding program eligibility under the Sector Support Program and providing second payments to those affected by the COVID-19 pandemic health orders. Our government has taken steps to address diagnostic and surgical backlogs. During the recent changes to the provincial cabinet, we saw the new Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care being created, with a focus of agenda to implement all recommendations on the Stevenson Review, which is an external review of the COVID-19 pandemic at the Maples Personal Care Home. The most important and pressing issues facing Manitobans will be reviewed through a whole-of-government approach, including the COVID-19 response and recovery, climate change, mitigation, and reconciliation. Our Premier, Heather Stefanson, recently joined her provincial and territorial colleagues to discuss the pressures on Canada's healthcare system and the urgent need for a renewed and reinvigorated long-term funding partnership with the federal government through the Canada Health Transfer. These are just but a few of the priorities that our Premier and our PC caucus team have been focusing on to move Manitoba forward. While it is easy for the opposition parties to complain, they offer no real solutions. A few people have asked me, why would you want to become an elected official, especially at this time? Or why should you support me? My answer is simple. I am dedicated and passionate about helping people, and my desire to serve wasn't just a recent decision. I've been connected to this community for over a decade, and I put my name forward so that I could do more for the community of Fort Whyte. I am a committed team player, and I look forward to building strong and positive relationships so that we can work together to achieve great things for Fort Whyte. To all members of Fort Whyte, thank you for being a part of the Progressive Conservative Party in Manitoba, and thank you for joining us this evening. I would also like to thank and congratulate the other two nomination candidates for putting their names forward and for your teams for all of their efforts. We all know how important it is to choose the right candidate, to win the by-election for the Progressive Conservatives in the upcoming election. But we also need who will best represent the interests of you and your family as their MLA. It is also very important because we all share a deep concern about the future for our children, the future for our community, and the future of our province. The past 2 years have been very difficult and challenging. COVID-19 has upended lives and caused hardship and tragedy for many Manitobans. We have gone through so much, but now is the time to work together for a more positive and brighter future. With the ongoing pandemic, you need an MLA who has the experience to get to work for you on day one. I ask for your support to secure the nomination, but more importantly, your vote when you cast your ballot tomorrow on Friday, February 11th, or on Saturday, February 12th, at the Hyatt House Hotel, which is located at 700 Sterling Lion Parkway. We have a strong team of dedicated members of the Progressive Conservative Caucus, and I am ready to take on the Liberals and the NDP to win the by-election so that I can join them, and together we can get to work on the issues and concerns that are important to you and your family. I tried to reach out personally to as many members as possible. If you have any questions or concerns or need a ride, melaniemaher.ca. That's M-A-H-E-R. A vote for Melanie Maher is a vote for confidence, for experience that you can count on. And I will be there for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melanie. And for our next contestant, I call Dr. Navroop Warriach.
Hello, my name is Sonia Sharma. I'm an active PC Party member, a resident of Fort Whyte, and a Canadian for a couple of decades. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Navroop Warriach to all of you. Dr. Warriach was born and raised in Winnipeg, and she has a Bachelor's of Science from University of Manitoba and a doctorate of optometry. She practices right in Fort Whyte off of Sterling Lion Parkway. She has lived in Fort Whyte for almost 20 years, and now she's raising her family there as well. Navroop comes from a family that has its roots deep into community service. Her parents and her members of extended family have been involved in community services in various capacities, thinking above self and serving the community at large while voicing her opinions in an assertive manner is an integral part of her mindset. Lindenwood's community, currently she's working as a director for Lindenwood's Community Center as well as the local temple. I have personally seen Navroop as she was growing up from a young teenager to a confident, straightforward, focused Canadian who is ready to learn and be a strong voice for the residents of Fort Whyte. I, Sonia Sharma, agree to move and support Dr. Navroop Warriach for the nomination as the candidate for PC Party of Manitoba in Fort Whyte. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Navroop Warriach, and I'm a primary care family physician that lives in Fort Whyte and also have work in Fort Whyte. I'm here to support my sister and PC nominee, Dr. Navroop Warriach, for the Fort Whyte riding. We were both born and raised in Winnipeg and brought up in a conservative family back from the Filman days. More importantly, we were raised with very conservative values, family-focused values rooted in empathy, kindness for others, hard work, and ethics. She is smart, very well educated, and more importantly, humble. A vote for her is a vote for a common sense and a conservative nominee. It's true that she lacks political experience. However, she makes up for it with dedication, determination, hard work, and an open-door policy. I have no doubt you will always have an ear that's willing to listen and adjust to the needs of you, the Fort Whyte residents. With great enthusiasm and optimism for the future of Fort Whyte, I second the nomination of Dr. Navroop Warriach to be the next nominee to represent the PC Party for Fort Whyte. Thank you.
Thank you to my movers and seconders. Good evening. To my fellow progressive conservatives and neighbors, thank you for your attention. I am Dr. Navroop Warriach, a first-generation Canadian, born, raised, and educated in Winnipeg. More importantly, I am and have been a resident of the Fort Whyte community for almost 20 years. Being raised in this community and now raising a family of my own in Fort Whyte, I understand our strengths and opportunities better than any other candidate. I want to be clear. Not only do I live in Fort Whyte, I also work in Fort Whyte. My dedication and community service and helping others has made me the person that I am today, personally and professionally. I believe that the power of community can make Fort Whyte and Manitoba better. I will bring new energy to Fort Whyte and to your representation in the Manitoba legislature. I am not a celebrity. I am not a career politician. I am a healthcare professional, a mother, a wife, a daughter, and a friend. I have witnessed firsthand the impact this pandemic has had on our residents and the healthcare system in general. I am thankful for all the frontline professionals for their dedication and sacrifices over the last 2 years. While knocking on doors and speaking to a wide range of residents of Fort Whyte, it remains clear that we are all concerned about our healthcare system. As we emerge from the pandemic, I pledge to work tirelessly to ensure our healthcare system has the resources and the needs that the residents have for the health of their families. Straightforward, honest, two-way public communication is critical. Residents have told me that they do not know who to believe. Self-serving politicians, unions, bureaucrats, and media pundits have created mass public confusion. The time for straight talk has arrived. Repairing and improving the healthcare system is a massive and highly complex task. No one has all the answers today, but I believe in our healthcare system, and I believe Manitobans have the insight and the hands-on experience to help find the best solutions. I am going to bring a common sense approach. Collectively, we can develop solutions and improve our healthcare system. Positive change will happen if we are able to put the needs of Manitobans and the best interest of patients above partisan politics and self-interest. We will succeed. In addition to the human toll and the significant damage to our healthcare system, the pandemic has devastated Manitoban's small business sector. Too many businesses have closed, too many lifelong commitments have ended, and too many dreams have been shattered. Things in the small business sector have not been getting better. Developing and implementing a plan for the full recovery of Manitoba small business is critical to our growth and prosperity. I commit to bring small business solutions from Fort Whyte to the provincial government. I am prepared to work with business owners, employees, and government to better understand the core issues threatening the small business sector. We need a comprehensive plan that includes stimulus programs, initiatives to address labor shortages, and a review of the small business tax regime. My husband and I are fortunate and blessed to have started our family in the Fort Whyte area. As our children enter their primary school years, I am deeply invested in the importance of education for our future generations. In Fort Whyte, Winnipeg, and Manitoba, I will be a strong voice that your family can depend on to make sure this debate is about how much our children learn. Manitoban results in reading, math, and sciences are testing near or at the bottom of all provinces. This must improve. Finding common sense solutions to this challenge will be one of my top priorities as your MLA. We need a strong, results-based focus to make sure our children are prepared for the rest of their lives. I believe in casting a wide net when I'm looking for ideas. This includes listening to teachers, education experts, parents, and school officials. I do not expect a quick fix, and I am eager to hear good ideas. From those suggested improvements and innovations, I believe I can develop a plan to deliver the positive outcomes that we all want for our children. The upcoming by-election will be challenging. COVID and a bitter winter will add to that challenge. We all need to recognize that the opposition, media pundits, and other self-interests are quick to blame government without offering a positive solution. I relish this challenge. This is full-time work for a full-time MLA. My family has supported the Manitoba Progressive Conservative Party since Gary Filmon's leadership. I know I could be a strong, positive voice for Fort Whyte. I will work hard with Premier Stephenson and our government caucus. I have great faith in the creativity and the community spirit of the residents of Fort Whyte. I am eager to hear your ideas and about how we can improve our community and our province. When I am your MLA, your representation will be active, not passive. I will reach out to you rather than waiting. I will answer your calls, I will respond to your emails, and I will listen to your concerns. Most importantly, I will get answers for you. I will work until we have real solutions to the problems and challenges that we face. My door will always be open to you. Vote for me, and I will deliver. I will represent Fort Whyte and Manitoba proudly. I look forward to your support and winning the Progressive Conservative Party nomination. And I am eager to begin working with you during the by-election and after that as a member of our Progressive Conservative government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Warriach. I'd like to now call on our third and final contestant, Aubie Khan.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Sarah Ansu, and I am here to move the nomination forward for Aubie Khan. my dear friend, and I know Aubie through many different business interactions as well over the last number of years. And when you think about what we have been going through over the last years with COVID and challenging times that we have ahead, there is no one, absolutely no one that I know that could do a better job for all of us in Fort Whyte. Why, you may ask, and you're wondering why I'm standing up here nominating Aubie. Well, I can say that Aubie is one of the most talented, skilled individuals that knows how to connect people. If there's one thing that we've lost through COVID, being at home, many hours and days at home, is those people connections. Getting out in the community, having fun, living again, vibrancy. Connecting people and communicating is one of the things that Aubie does every single day. I know that through business, and I know that through his incredible friendship, where he brings loyalty and trust to my family. I live in Lindenwoods with my husband Kevin and our kids who go to school there as well. And I know that our community needs someone who can connect all of us together through these hard times that we've been through. So I encourage all of you to get out over the next couple of days and vote for the PC leadership for Fort Whyte. I want to mention one other piece around business. And as we look to Fort Whyte in our entire community to expand both small businesses and large, Aubie is one who does that too and connects businesses into community. We have an incredible opportunity to bring about change as we step forward here with this nomination for the PC party for Fort Whyte. I'm going to pass it over now to Jonathan.
Thank you, Sarah, as well. Thank you, Andrew, for introducing. Good evening. My name is Jonathan Damon, and as a Fort Whyte resident and lifelong Tory, I am proud to second the nomination of Aubie Khan to become our Progressive Conservative candidate and MLA for our riding of Fort Whyte. I believe that we need an MLA that understands our community and will advocate not only for our area, but our city as a whole. This upcoming by-election will not be one about just one more member sitting in the legislature, but rather about who is able to bring about positive change for our community, city, and province. There is no doubt in my mind that this is Aubie. As a resident of Fort Whyte himself, where he's raising his son, Aubie understands what makes our community special, as well what makes it a great place to call home. Aubie will bring a new energy to our province and our party at a much-needed time. He is a welcoming voice that looks to listen first and works tirelessly to find solutions to problems which are facing his community, something that he's well familiar with being a restaurant owner during the pandemic. I believe that this isn't better shown than with his latest endeavor of Good Local. When faced with lockdowns and an evolving pandemic situation, which made it impossible for small business owners throughout Manitoba to bring their goods to market, Aubie decided to do it himself. Through creating an online marketplace and delivery service, he was able to bridge the gap between Manitoba businesses and their clients. Aubie worked collaboratively with small businesses to hear their needs and how he could help to make sure that they didn't have to keep their doors shut even once lockdowns are finished. I'm confident that his proven track record of hard work and determination, both on the football field as well as in the community, whether it be as a small business owner or volunteer in multiple nonprofits, will serve us well when he's our MLA in Fort Whyte. It's imperative that we have a candidate in Fort Whyte that is well known in the community and is able to defeat the NDP and Liberals in this upcoming by-election. I know Aubie is best suited for this, and I encourage everyone to come out tomorrow as well as on Saturday to vote. Thank you.
Jonathan and Sarah. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our live stream and discussion about the future of your home and mine in Fort Whyte. I know it is not the same as being together, but hopefully the days of Zoom meetings, wearing pajamas throughout the day, ordering takeout and masks are coming to an end soon. I would also like to take this moment to recognize and thank our frontline and healthcare workers for their commitment and dedication throughout the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. I would also like to begin by acknowledging we are on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. It is such an honor and humbling experience for me to be here today seeking the nomination for the PC Party of Manitoba in Fort Whyte. Alongside two other great candidates, Melanie Maher and Dr. Navroop Warriach, I want to thank them for their role in helping build our party stronger and for being such active participants in the democratic process. This is a big night for me, no doubt about it. As big as playing for the Bombers, as big as opening my first restaurant. Not quite as big as the birth of my first son, but big and humbling and exciting and so many emotions all rolled into one. To each of you, PC members, I am asking you to put your trust in me so I can make Fort Whyte an even better place to live, to work, to play, so we can become stronger together. I care a lot about Fort Whyte community, and I want to tell you why. When my playing days were done with the Bombers, I could have gone back to Ottawa or Vancouver. I chose to stay here in Winnipeg. I chose to make Winnipeg home. I chose to set my roots and grow with my family in Fort Whyte, a community where you can see my son and I playing hockey almost every single day, rain or shine, or at the White Ridge Community Center, or you can see us riding our bikes on the pass in Lindenwoods, or our favorite part, the trails in Fort Whyte. How about grabbing some pizza from Calabria, doing a hot yoga class at Oxygen Yoga, grabbing dinner at Clay Oven with some great cheese naan, and then finishing off with a massage at Hypnotic Spa and Spa. I'm not just listing these places because they're simply in our constituency. I'm listing them because I love them. I support them. I know the owners personally. I frequent them often. And I want to see more of them in our community. In short, I am your neighbor. So I'll be awfully easy to find if you honor me with your support. When I came to the city in 2006 to play for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I had no idea in my wildest dreams I would be standing here today. In the beginning, I came here focused on playing football and giving fans a great experience. Winnipeg welcomed me, supported me, encouraged me, and gave me so much I simply had to give back. I still recall my days of playing football in Ottawa, my hometown originally, where I was the #1 draft pick by the Ottawa Renegades, and my own neighbors didn't even know I played for the team. When I arrived here in Winnipeg in 2006 to the old airport down the escalator, fans were standing there holding signs, "Welcome to Winnipeg, welcome home." The best fans in the CFL. This is when I knew I was really home. Little did I know that playing all those years of football and being active in the community would shape who I'd become and lead me to this point. I'll always remember every single one of those I love to read school visits, the looks on kids' face campaigns, violence against women campaigns, heading out with my teammates and handing out a warm Thanksgiving meal to Winnipeggers in most need, being a ride captain for the Prostate Ride for Dad, the national spokesperson for Crohn's and colitis, and so many more. I didn't do any of these over the past 16 years because I knew I was going to be here today. I did them because they are the right thing to do for the city that I've come to love and has loved me in return. As my dad taught me, it's always right to give back, to help people. So I've done that. Playing football was one of the biggest honors and blessings of my life. But that was 10 years ago. Since then, I've accomplished so much more in business and in the community. I've organized fundraisers for Winnipeg Harvest where we raised over $100,000. I was a director for the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce. I co-founded the Small Business Council. I currently sit on the Travel Manitoba and National Restaurants of Canada board, one of the hardest hit sectors during this pandemic. All of this to give back. But now I also understand how boards and committees work. I have the experience. I have the leadership. I have the skills to be that voice in the legislature. If you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. Enough is enough. This might come as a shocker as I enter the world of politics, but it has served me well over my years. And the last few years have been hard on everyone, but they've been extra hard on local businesses, and I know that firsthand. That being said, it was a blessing for me in disguise. In a time of hardship and despair, as businesses closed, markets shut, products went bad, I saw a bright light, an opportunity to help and serve others and support our local economy. Everyone wanted to support local, but the how was missing. How do you support local when stores are closed? So when something is broken, we fix it. Leaders fix it. We forge ahead. We find a way to help people. And that's what we did with Good Local. An online business, not unlike Amazon, but for local businesses only, where local families, local people would prosper. We had started with 20 businesses. Now we're over 500. We've generated over $1.3 million back into the hands of local business owners. That is walking the walk. We have now since opened a retail storefront in the heart of Winnipeg. We started a local delivery logistics for local businesses. And now we're going to launch delivery for local restaurants. If I could do that with a handful of staff and good intentions, imagine what we can do together in government. The ability of you and I to work side by side for this community. How can we not get better? This is the vision I have for Fort Whyte, because I've seen this vision come true time and time again. People keep asking me, Aubie, why are you running? Why are you doing this? I simply say, because it is the right time and the right thing to do under our leadership right now, led by Manitoba's first ever female premier, Heather Stephenson. I believe public service is an honor and a privilege and a way to give back and help our community. I have proven this through what I've done in business, community, and not-for-profits within the city, and now I want to do it for Fort Whyte. I hope that my many years of community service in Winnipeg, my strong business background, and my absolute love and zest for Fort Whyte will encourage you to join my team as we work to keep Fort Whyte in PC family. I'm not asking you to support me because I played football, or because I'm a public figure, or because I'm in the media. I ask you to support me because you believe I will help us accomplish great things for our community together. This is my commitment to you, and why I hope you feel that I am the best candidate in these challenging times. You don't learn how to be a leader or a strong communicator by reading it in a book or having worked under someone for 30 years. You don't learn about trust and integrity when you listen. You have to earn it. You have to listen and live up to what people you promise. You don't learn about systems and operations by drawing pictures and graphs. You have to develop them. You learn all these things by doing them, and I have done them time and time again in many areas of my life. But today is not about me. Today is about you, your needs, your concerns, your thoughts. What is your PC candidate? What your PC candidate should be focused on? Each call I made, each door I knocked, I learned more and more about you and your families. I heard your concerns about our seniors and how we need to do more to help care for them with more and better services. I heard about your concerns about safety and security. I heard about your concerns about our community centers needing more investment for our kids and to better reflect the needs of our community. We are all worried about our wait lists and how we can get back to business after the pandemic. These are difficult times we are in. We are tired. We're frustrated. We're burnt out. I feel this. I live this. I see this every single day. I want to play a positive role in helping us move forward out of this pandemic with a safe return to normal and a unified Fort Whyte. I want to see positive change. If you want to see positive change, you have to be willing to be part of that change. That is what I'm running on, for a strong, positive Fort Whyte. As you prepare to vote, I simply ask you to look at my past 16 years in Winnipeg. Consider my track record and accomplishments. I have always been a strong voice for our community, a champion in our community, a small business leader, a positive visionary. If this is what you want and need in your PC candidate, please vote for me. Today is a nomination vote, but it's not only a vote for the person to represent the PC party, but for the best person that gives us the best chance to win the by-election. Someone who will work hard to keep this great seat of Fort Whyte a PC site. Someone who can fight off the Liberals and NDP. Someone who can stand their ground on their own experience, their ability to communicate on their leadership style, and the history of community involvement. Someone that you get to know, trust, and respect. If playing for the Blue Bombers and then going on to successful business gave me some notoriety, that's great, because we will use that as an edge to defeat the NDP and the Liberals. I won't shy away from that. I have succeeded thus far in life because of my work ethic. I have knocked on hundreds of doors and made hundreds of phone calls these past few weeks, and I have heard repeatedly that people want an MLA that cares, someone that delivers results, someone who will make the constituency of Fort Whyte safer, stronger, and better. I have delivered results my entire life, and I will continue to deliver results as your PC candidate. I have been working hard to make Winnipeg a better place since the day I got here, and I will continue to do that, not just during an election. To everyone that tuned in tonight and the residents of Fort Whyte, thank you for taking the time and interest in what matters most and what we will shape our great constituency and province. Thank you for being a part of the Progressive Conservative Party of Manitoba and spending your precious time with me this evening. It really means a lot to me. This is one of the greatest honors of my life. I humbly ask you for your support in this nomination, and I look forward to seeing you all Friday and Saturday at the Hyatt Hotel. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Be safe.
Well, as you can see, Fort Whyte PC members have 3 excellent candidates to choose from. We wish all 3 of you the very best of luck, and on behalf of our entire PC family, I want to thank each of you for your commitment to our province and to our party. I know that you have all worked tremendously hard. I also know that whichever one of you is successful this weekend, that our party will offer Fort Whyte residents the best candidate in the upcoming by-election, and that one of you will be the next MLA for Fort Whyte and a strong new voice in our PC caucus team led by Premier Heather Stephenson. Fort Whyte PC members, it's now your turn. It's now up to you to choose who the PC candidate will be and your next MLA. You can vote at the Hyatt House Hotel located at 700 Sterling Line Parkway. Tomorrow, Friday, February 11th, between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m., and Saturday, February 12th, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Results will be announced around 6 p.m. on Saturday. Please remember to bring 2 pieces of ID to vote, and please note that all public health orders will be strictly enforced. Thank you again for tuning in tonight, and thank you so much for your support.